Hi and welcome to another narration, presented by yours truly, Cryptids Roost. Please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the arse of the subscription button as well. And remember to chokehold that notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time I upload a new video. And by subscribing you'll be the first to see all of our new spooky creepypasta stories. And be sure to check out the end screen at the end of the video. This will direct you to 2 more videos. One will be the most recent video uploaded, and the other will be a random video from within my catalogue of stories that I have already narrated, so be sure to check those out. I would just also like to say a very big thank you to all of the authors I have worked with, and all the ones that I will work with in the future. So, thank you all, my brothers and sisters. And now, let's just take a moment's silence for all the haters. That's enough. And if you would like to support the channel and buy me a coffee, you can donate to my PayPal, cryptidsroost@gmail.com. And why not? Hashtag cryptidsroost in your comments. So grab your coffee, sit back and enjoy the show. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not. The Nightmare Odyssey of the Morningstar, Part 2, Depths. This awesome mini-series is written by Corpse Child, a wonderful author over on Reddit. And if you would like to read more of his works, the Reddit link to his profile and his subreddit will be below in the description. For aeons more did I tread the abyss, and more was I instructed in the parables of sorrow. To no avail was I able to resist. Further they succeeded in making my soul hollow. Everywhere for illimitable horizons stretched the devouring darkness from every direction, and yet no direction would the faceless voices call. Suffocating was the sightless odour of the scattered damned carcasses, those, like me, that from the gleaming heights fall. I would learn intimately the existence of horrors of enacted and those to come, of cruelty by man and by beast acted, as well as the many whims of temptation they were to succumb. And now the voices took form, and horrified I became. For from the limitless shadows it slithered and screamed aloud from the body of a slick fetid worm, and deformed was its dominant face, which evoked such hatred that could not be tamed. This it declared with broken voice, poising itself high.
Great Morningstar, sun from the heavenly heights, laid low you have been, with damnation cast upon you nigh, and it is such as your fate that I devour you, removing you from existence's very sights. To languish with the rest, you will remain in my cavernous stomach, rotting forevermore, and never will you again see the light.
In an instant seized I was by the gargantuan mollusk, utterly impotent from my attempt to fight, and constricting even tighter, louder did the voices from its inky glossy body emit. It wasn't long before the labouring of breath became slighter. Eventually it would be blissful unconsciousness that I would submit. Not, however, was I spared the searing pain of the worm's jagged teeth as it gnawed, and not could I banish the many voices' sorrowful cries. Cast out we have been, as we were deemed flawed, and cruel he is, but only the craving for dominance burns in his eyes. It was slow, tortuously slow, when into the worm's pit I fell. My battered form painfully weathering away. And still I could hear them cry from below in its endless spell. Forever as we have, digesting in the great worm's stomach, you will stay. For cruel is he, and false is his grace. And forever would I hear them, speaking to me, chastising me, suffocating me, and utterly desolating my soul at their own whim. Centuries I could feel pass before I would meet the pit's unmerciful embrace, and finally would I cease to hear their horrific hymns. Unable to move, I simply laid and cried, unable to conceive why I was forsaken. Why, oh why, for it was only for creation's freedom that I wished to provide. From in front and around they would gather at my anguished beckon. Grotesque these beings were, beyond measure, the embodiments of blasphemous atrocity. How, I wondered in disgust, could they have been forged with such vile error, born from him as hideous monstrosities, deformed with their faces, distorted with their vocals, and from everywhere they came, crawling from the darkest spaces, berating me with their reprisals. Further upon me they crept, closing in on me, until upon me they leapt. As I was seized, they screamed, "He has always loathed all of his creations, can you not see?" My screams would escalate as these savages tore me apart, tearing and gnawing the flesh from my bones. The only pain that was more potent than the abuse of my body, however, was the grievance in my heart, as I, deep down, knew they spoke the truth with their hideous moans. For why else would such a realm as this exist? And why would he, if he so loved his creations, cast them down? And more did their savagery persist, ripping me apart like a vicious hand. Only when their feral urges turned them on one another was I finally offered respite, barely able to even draw a cleansing breath. All I could do was watch as the creatures continued to, with blood and viscera, paint a horrid sight. Worse yet was their inability to succumb to death. With my mind bent, I cried out to them, "Enough!" and they ceased tearing themselves asunder. "No more shall we exist like this, cast down as though we were unwanted slough." To this they looked to me with awe and wonder. Don't forget, if you enjoyed that story, be sure to pop over to the author's Reddit profile and drop them a line, or even give them a glowing review. I'm sure they really would appreciate it. The link to their Reddit profile will be below in the description. Please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the ass of the subscription button as well. And remember to tap the notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time I upload a new video. Oh, and don't forget to share the video far and wide. This will all help with YouTube's algorithm and will help to promote this channel more. And don't forget to check out the merch store. The link will be in the description and also in the video thumbnail. And if you would like an honourable mention, send in a snapshot of yourself with your purchase and I'll feature it in one of the videos. I now have my very own subreddit community where you can submit any stories you've written. You can submit your stories or encounters either there or send them to cryptidsroost@gmail.com. If you wish to remain anonymous, that's fine with me. All the links are below. I also have a Facebook group, Twitter, Reddit, and you'll also find me on Discord. If you would like to support this channel and help make it grow, my PayPal is paypal.me/cryptidsroost. Again, that will also be below.